Right, welcome to Lakeside. Right, entrance to Lakeside with some photographs that I've taken and purchased. Making Tracks limited edition, which I sent off for. Tornado and Tornado at my local station, Hatfield Peveril. Lovely shot. Majority of the diesels are stored here. There's 138 here. My favourite diesel loco is of course the 37, and of which I've got 41. Can't install them, all of them on here. Others are on the track and in the cabinets. I'll show you. Right, looking down the side there through the birches and the old Land Rovers going down the dirt track. Right, Newbridge Village. Again, here's the odd Land Rover, one-way street here, and again on the right hand side where the road disappears down there, I really need to do something with that, which will I'll sort that out as a bit later. Well, I'll just move you along. You can see there all low relief shops, all from Bachman. We've got record store, we've got a guitar shop, we got a flower shop, we've got a model centre, and a few other stores here. I think it's off license as well. So just a little summit to add to a space that otherwise would have just been done with scenery. But no, very happy with this. And obviously level crossing going over all four tracks, and a vehicle there, a BR vehicle waiting to cross. Let's move on. Right at the back here, this is a Hornby building, low relief, same as the one next to it, a low relief, but that is a Bachman. All I did was change the sign that was on there to a Parcelforce. This is our Parcelforce delivery depot. Let me move you forward. Parcelforce delivery depots, all full transit vans. At the side of that you can see where the other level crossing is, and I've still got to finish that little bit off really. I don't like the way it sort of runs off into the countryside, so I'm going to do something with this later on to try and make it look a little bit more prototypical. Right, we'll carry on now with the second part of the tour. We're by the left hand side of the viaduct, where we have a two-road Bachman shed. Same as the others, it's rigged out. We have a welder and we have a Lima class 33 Fragonet inside here. Move on. Right, this is the fueling area. These large tanks are Bachman. The ones behind that, the Texaco and the SOs, are from Nightwing. Again, British route, another couple of Land Rovers. Looking down from here, you can see where they store gravel bags, the old rolls of wire, and forklift is lifting up the bags. Again, Oxford die cast, and the two lorries behind the back of that with the loads, I do believe these are Corgi. I'll move you forward. There's the Ginty. This was a limited edition as well. I do believe this was some rails. And there's the hut, the offices, or should I say restroom for the staff, which is the backman. Alongside that you can see the fueling pipes, loads of oil drums at the back, and behind the port cabins you can see a lorry there loaded with drums. And then say these lights are all from the Eckenberco. You have to make them up, they're white metal, and these are all bulbs, and I'm not going to change these at all. They've been very reliable, and I can't find anything that look like these, so I'm going to leave these. I'm not going to go LEDs, I'm just going to leave them. These buildings here, this is the sand plant, and that is a Town Street model, all white plaster. I had to paint it all up and everything, but it takes the paint very well. And next to that is also another officers local staff restroom. So let's move on. The sizes of the bridges on the left, all the brickwork again is all done with das clay. Okay, in front of us is the road bridge. All scratch built, ratio bits on the side, the same as I made the bridge up by over the canal. What do you call it? The plastic pieces underneath are what you call them? Can't think what they where you're buying from. You get all the strips of plastic, all different sizes, and I've just used those. The pillars underneath are actually plastic water pipe, cut down and painted. Looking down the tracks to the beginning, you can see the other tanks, porter cabins, which are from Nightwing. There's a mess hut at the end, which is a backman. You can see the fueling stages. Again, these are Nightwing, and here we have like an engineer's train in the sidings there, with a Ginty at the far end. Just have a look down the side here. Right, over in the corner here, there's a track that runs down the side for wagons to come down. Looks like there's a tree gone over on the track as well. And this building is a Wolfers kit, and it's like a quarry type building really, but it's bringing smashing up all the ballast and bringing the ballast down to go into vehicles that's picking it all up. Yeah, a Wolfers kit, and really fills the part, the space here, and looks really good. It's over the Hoverum lorries, the Land Rover, digger. Yeah, it sets this corner off well. Right, in this corner we've got another Wolfers kit. Well, these are actually two Wolfers kits made up to make the cement works. Another nice one, Halford's primer, and then using the airbrush then to dirty it all up. A couple of nice trees, shrubs, sets it right off. And then right along the back you've got the track that comes around right from the quarry building on the right down to the cement works on the left, and the trains come in by the Parcel Force depot and then goes around. And then we've also then got another track there where we can actually store some running stock. Right, I've been asked to show you what's in the cabinets. A couple of people have asked me what have I got, show you. So you'll see, so you can see my reflection here. Right, these are Aristocraft Class 66s, G scale. Got 4 of these. We've got 2 GBRF here and EWS at the top. These came out in 2008. They're actually made by Bachmann for Aristocraft. They made the 66s. I don't know whether they made about 10 variants of the 66, and they also made intermodal container wagons, which were sold in pairs. Last few months I've seen a couple for sale, but very rare to find the intermodals, but you can still get the diesels now and then. Now the first one at the top, I purchased that at the Worley show. When I first saw it, I thought, what a lovely display model, I've got to have it. That was £305, I do believe, when it first came out in 2008. Let me move up first of all. Then in 2016, 8 years later, I picked up the Freightliner. That then cost £600. Since then I've bought these. I think the last 2 then came in about 2019, 2020. The DB Schenker and the GBRF, they are now in the 700s, and I have seen them being asked now for 900. I was trying to get another 2. I'd like a Malcolm Logistics and another variant of whatever they do. They did most liveries, but I missed out on one a couple of months ago. But excellent models. All 4 of these have only been tested to see if they run. None of them have actually run on a layout. They can be run in analog, DCC or radio control. They have 4 motors on board fitted with lights, and you can have even they're fitted with a smoke if you want to have it that way. But lovely models, and say I like them just mainly for the display, and I think you agree they look fantastic. Right, let me move over again. There's the GBRF. They look absolutely brilliant. Right, let's move up to the top. Land Rovers 143 scale, set of Land Rovers in various colours. There you go. On the top, that was me catching a £31.14 common carp about 3 years ago. At the top, another large scale die-cast model of a British Rails Land Rover. Couldn't tell you the make, but I saw that in a shop in Watford and I thought, got to have it. To the right is another one, another Land Rover, short wheelbase, and a Mini. The wife likes a Mini, so I purchased a Mini. Right, excuse my mug in the shots. These motorcycles, mostly all Harley Davidsons, except for the 2 down the bottom. They are Indians. Now these models come from a company called Franklin Mint. My brother was a very keen Harley Davidson fan, toured America, went to the shows, went to the rallies, but after a period of time he sold the bike and then decided he didn't want the models. So I purchased all the set of these models for a sum of £400. The electric glide one in the middle here, which is what my brother bought, was his first bike. I had to buy that over here, and that cost me about £110. But mostly all these would have cost that easy over here. But like I say, I purchased all of them for £400. down the bottom there, the chopper on the side, the silver chrome one, that was from Easy Rider, and the one over on the right hand side is the guy that can't think of the actor's name, but that's the Billy bike. That's called the Billy bike. But kept them all in here, keep the dust off them, and excellent. There we've got the Harley Davidson police motorcycle, and then up top we've also then got the Harley Davidson racing bike. Can't think what this one on the left is. It's a rare motorcycle, even in today's times. If you had one of these on the road, it will cost you a fortune. But that's a lovely bike, and there's another pretty bike, side bags and everything. So yeah, okay, that's what's on there. And above the pictures there, above the motorcycles, I've got photographs of the Dakota at Duxford. I've got these because at the end of the war, my dad used to be in logistics and used to fly in these things, throwing supplies out. So I got the pictures for him when he went to Duxford, but he's now passed away, sadly. So yeah, let's move on. Right, we've all seen the Royal Mail Depot in a couple of videos ago, so we won't go any more into that. You can look on the channel and get all the details from the video that's on. Right, second signal box, lakeside, again lights and all rigged out inside. And we've also got the, let me show you, we've also got the level crossing lights here. We have pelican crossings. So let's go on. Looking up the road, bit of a busy road. Lakeside does get busy if you keep watching. Did you see that? Did you see the speed camera below the bottom of the bridge flash? If you keep watching, you'll see the speed camera that's installed to catch the people speeding down the hill. There we go. There's the road bridge. Plenty of Royal Mail vehicles coming along. Right, as I said, the system I use on the railway is Gauge Master Prodigy Express. It's fitted with a 7-amp booster, and it's also wireless. You can see from where I'm standing here to the far end is 40 foot. The width at that end is approximately 10 foot, and where we are now with the cabinets on display is almost 14 foot. So when you work it out with the measurements, we're roughly in 103 foot on each track. So 103 gives us 412 foot of running track, plus the bits at the back. We've got a couple of lengths at the back here, which again is nearly 14 foot, and we've got one that runs up the side that comes out at the top of the station. Again, that will be probably another 12 foot. So yes, plenty of running on the layout. Right, okay. Looking down, this is our turntable area. 2 4-road sheds, which are Bachmann. We have the coaling tower, and we have the ash plant. And you can see another office down the front here. Train crew's rest room. DRS occupy the main space on this section of it, along with a rake of TPO coaches that are stored on the far left hand side. There is a little shunter, I think it's an 03 Clive, that was a limited edition from Model Rail. All these sheds are from the Scenic range, and also our turntable that you can see there is a Fleshman. As I probably mentioned in the video showing you the other side of the turntable area, I have fitted a couple of switches to power on and off the auto reverse module, the polarity. So yeah, well pleased. Another view of the turntable area. Let's say 24 roads run off of this, and loads of logos, few staff walking around. Right, here we are. This is Lakeside Village. We've got the church, which is a town street model again. White plaster kit, and as you can see, wedding going on. A vestment figure is taking the photographs. Right, I'll go along and I'll show you these buildings. Try not to get too much of a wobble. Right, the thatched cottage at the end of the road with an old Series 2 Land Rover. Next door to that is another old cottage, lovely thatched cottage. At the end he's got a nice sized garden, and he's also got a couple of lovely Rovers. We've got a P5, my brother had a P5 and I had the P6, which in this colour, which is a 35S, which was a manual. Another nice thatched cottage, oldie woldy looking. Show you the gardens from the back with all the little bits of detail that's done to the gardens. Very large apple tree in this one. This is a beautiful house. The guy that collects the old MGs. Fred Dibner's house. Got his steam engine and his Land Rovers at the front. Another one. Having a little get together in the garden. I say all the flower borders, trees, greenhouses, sheds, garages, everything. And here we have a pub restaurant. Pay as you go car park. These three buildings are again from Town Street, the plaster kits. I'll show you the front. Right, we have the corner store, we have the fish and chip shop. The sign normally flashes, but it don't always work. It's the module must have a slight fault. Sometimes it comes on, sometimes it doesn't. And next door to that, can I move that over? Next door to that is the store, post office, Shirley's. That's the wife's name. So I've got all the family on the layout. Right, Yeah, this is the front of the restaurant pub, the Royal Oak Inn. Again, all done up, flowers, looks like the milkman's delivering, and there's the roadworks being done. Let me move on. This is the front of these houses that you haven't seen. The guy that's got the Range Rover and an old, looks like a Ford Prefect, and his caravan at the back. This is the house that's being repaired. It came like this with all the old bits of plaster off showing all the brickwork, and I built the scaffolding out of wire, soldered it all up, put the planks on, and the figures come from Langley Models. Clinton Van Den again down the bottom. Workmen in the road, civil engineers in the road repairing the broken pipe. Couple of skips of rubbish to go. So let me tell you how I come about these buildings. Fred's house. No, it's not. Next door's next is Fred's house. Beg your pardon. No, another lovely cottage, all been added to with climbing plants on the front. Fred Dibner's house. Oh, I called it Fred Dibner's house anyway. Next one up. You can see how the foliage is really growing over this one. I'll show you the back of this house here. One with the Range Rover. And coming back over again, we've got the house that's in disrepair that the workmen are on, and this is the back of the end house. This is the guy that owns the scenic railway that's going to run around the park. Right, when I lived in Watford, we had an Asda, and inside Asda was a jewellery store, and in the store they sold all these buildings. I think I got all of them. I've got 12. I think that was all of them. They came with a clock in the front of them. All of them had a clock in the front. This one would have been in there. I took the clocks out, replastered it all, and then scribed or added bits to it to put back the windows, and then painted it all back up. As soon as I saw these, I thought they would make a great addition to the railway. They are the actual scale. They come pre-painted with all these little flowers and stuff like that on, and all I've done was dug holes in the, cut out holes in the board, and then glued them in with a bit of support underneath. And for the cost, £19.99 each. They came completely painted in all these colours. I haven't had to touch them except just add flowers and plants to the buildings. And I thought, what an excellent idea that was. Right, okay, we'll move on. Right, you may have noticed the two police officers by the gate, and the police Sepha. Right, those that have been following the channel over the years, do you remember the Sweeney scene? Let me take the camera up and I'll show you. This is the alleyway. This is the alleyway that goes up behind the houses. Here we got here. Look, is it a Mark 10? No, XJ6. Is it? Police car. Again, more people in the garden. Right, now at the top here, I did this video quite a while ago now, and it was a big hit with the site. This is the Sweeney scene. It's been a murder. There's been a murder up the alley. I'll move it up and show you. A woman has been taken advantage of, and looks like she's had her throat cut. Right, let me turn it around. We've got the forensic team here. Regan and Carter are standing there, look over it, having a chat, and here comes Askins. And then you've got your ambulance staff. Now the two Granadas these two Granadas that are here are made by Oxford Diecast, and they actually came with the number plates on these two cars that are actually in the Sweeney. The Sweeney boys used to run around in the full Granadas. These number plates match the ones that's in the TV series. I don't know how Oxford Diecast did that, whether it was intentional, I don't know. But yeah, this is the Sweeney murder scene. Typical of the police. They still haven't solved the case. This has been here years. But yeah, just something you know, to make up the space. And so it was one of the big hits on my channel when it first came out. I had all sorts of questions asked over it, but yeah, well pleased. The chat, all that going on in the background, the two women having a chat, putting their washing out. Two dogs. There's their two dogs there, and over the back you see a couple of Rovers. This guy likes Rovers. I got these because my brother had the P5, which was the black one, and I also had the P6, which was the 3500S manual. Absolutely brilliant. So yeah, let's carry on. A bit more to go. Right, the guy in the end house is running the little 009. This is going to be a little kiddies railway. The guy in the number one house there has got the steps already made out. So he's got the wagon. I'm going to put seats in it, and this is going to be a little kiddie run around 009 gauge in the park. How about then? How about that for a little touch then? Yeah, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So here's the lake. A couple of anglers here. You can see that. All made of clear water. You can see the size of the carp that's in this lake. Must be 50 pounders in this lake. The guy over there on the side, you can see the size of the carp. There's not many in here. There's probably half a dozen, seven carp at the most, but they're real biggies. He's even got his little bivvy over there to park. So this is the park in Lakeside Village. Again, cemetery. So some of these trees, these are these Polish trees. One there, one here, the one over the back, there's one over the side here is another one of these oak trees from International Express, and obviously another fantastic willow tree. But yeah, nice little scene. I say, I've really you know, concentrated on detail. So got that. We've got the church. Got his car. Pub again at the back here. So let's move off now from the village. I think you've seen it all now. Let's just move it around. There's the skips, bands. So I'll move you on now. We'll come up from the TPO, and I'll show you the part of the village coming up. Right, building on the end here is Clinton Builders. I use this under here to hide the circuit board for all the flashing pelican crossings. Absolutely brilliant. Right, over here again we have the pub. We'll go over here first of all. We've got we've got the old police. We've got the old police box there, and we've got the AA. And you see a couple of sidecars there with one of the guys giving you a salute. Right, going around now. This is the Rose and Crown, and this is the Rockers. This is the Rockers pub. You can see the gang of motorcyclists leaving it. Right, to our left then is the fire station. Again, another Batman kit. In front of you, as I said before, Wayne Smith Land Rovers, new and used vehicles. So this is my other son's. Down here is a timber yard. This is where I bring the timber train in with the logs. And in there is like a little working mill, and there's the two log pickers, tractors that pick up the old logs. Let's move back. Right, here's the garage, Hampton garage. That's a Hornby, the Hornby garage. Also to your left here, we've got the taxi rank. That's it. Parcel depot, unloading. See the van in the back in flag and set colours that's been unloaded, and this is where people pick up their goods. Right, I'm going to move you over the back. Right, there's a taxi rank, Land Rovers again, garage, breakdown Land Rover. Let's move on. Fantastic bus, passengers on board and with lights. A friend of mine who told me about the bridge also bought me this for services rendered, for doing his weathering his locos and so forth, and putting decoders in. So I appreciate that from him. But what a lovely little what a lovely bus. Right, let's move on. Bob's Hot Dogs. All the bus people here. Yeah, Bob's Hot Dogs. Mail van. Flashing indicator lights. Emptying the box of mail. Busman having a little chat. Guy dressed up as Father Christmas. Busker. And about this one here. This was a dark casting figure. Guy selling newspapers, only he's not selling newspapers, he's selling the Hornby magazine. I made that one up. I thought that was absolutely brilliant. So we got that. We got the police officer there. Now we move up. We come to the station. Right, again, this is the town street models. So this is the full station. Comes in about 5 parts. I think when I purchased this, the whole lot of this was about 85 quid. I'd hate to think now what you spent with something like this. So yeah, busy at the moment. We got the JCB vehicle coming along with a Sherman tank on the back, taking it off to a museum, or coming from the airfield, who knows. Taxi rank. And yeah, those that haven't seen it, we got Michael Portillo has turned up. Here's these 3 guys. All right, bit of a vintage camera. I haven't got an up-to-date one yet, but yeah, copper there, keeping an eye on proceedings. But yeah, Michael Portillo visits Lakeside. With that Great Western old vintage truck on the front, and all these bits on the front of the station I put in with these plastic lettering: LNER, GWR, EWS, FL Freightliner, M&M, Midland Main Line, Virgin, just something to put on for the amount of trains or the type of trains that visit the station. So Lakeside Station, yeah, again a white plaster kit, all painted up, and I think it looks really good. Right, on the other video a few couple of months back now, is we've now got escort police. The van's coming along. This one does work with flashing lights. Hold on. There we go. Motorcycle cops. Escort duty van. Bringing in King Henry II train. But I had a problem with this a few years ago. Couldn't get it to work. It keeps shortening out. I don't know what's up with it. And so I took the decoder out in it, and I've used this on the Stobart trucks for it to be escorted. So we've got the old escort duty police here, either side. We've got another couple down the back, and the last two around the back here, escorting the train through. That's why we've got heavy traffic today. Isambard Kingdom Brunel Memorial. I got that. I think that was a Dark Castings figure, painted up in the bronze colour, and I made the monument out of das clay. So brilliant. There we have the telephone people working. To the left of that, we've got the police station, which is a Bachmann model. Before we move down, we've also now got the RAC van here with an ice cream van. Right, I'm going to take you down to the bottom, and we're near enough now to the end of the tour. As you say, in the car park, ice cream vans, police vans, road sweeper, public toilet, telephone boxes. Here you'll see an ambulance station. I wouldn't say it was an hospital. This is the ambulance station. You've seen the station with all the lights. These are not that old. All these LED lights. I've had to do all this, and the new footbridge that went on. Let me just show you another close up of the footbridge. The footbridge was the Bachmann one. It actually ended there, so I had to extend it to make it higher to actually go across the wires. So I just purchased another bridge, lengthened all the legs, cut all these out to re-put all the extra staircase back in. Took me a while. It wasn't an easy job, and I've done a repainter from it being blue, and I think that's turned out absolutely brilliant. Our building on the platform, a little waiting room. Again, that's another Town Street model. They made some good stuff, or they make some good stuff. Right, coming down now to the end of the road, we've got the old cattle pens that used to be used. Gates here lock up, and we're coming down now into the goods depot, where lorries are leaving with parcels and stuff that's coming, or people can come down and pick up their parcel from the parcel point. Remember the old Rail X from down here? So that's what we've got. Say, all light up is Lakeside East signal box. Again, lights and all rigged out. Network South East engineers moving some sleepers around. Move over the back. We've now got where they keep the snow ploughs, and over the back we've got the row of terraced houses. Yeah, and down the back, following that down, we've got where there's an old car been dumped and burnt out. Council hasn't moved it. Hornby water tower, completely repainted all the top. This is a ratio coaling kit, and over there is another water water column, old water column, again another ratio one, and over the back being the school. I've been struggling to find figures, children's stuff to go in here. I've got some on the platform which I think was Hornby some time ago, but I haven't seen them since. So I was going to get quite a few kiddies in here playing around in the school grounds, but that's been unsuccessful. And over the back is a park with the swings with the kiddies on the back. So right, here's the water towers that I said. Got that one here, got another one down the far end, and I did have one here, but I had to move it because of the catenary coming in, so I've now moved that one to here. So going back to the sheds around the turntable made by a company called Scenics. This is another one of their buildings. Just a nice little thing to put at the end, So there's the Land Rover depot. Still got bulbs around this, and I'm not going to muck about with this. I'm leaving it is. So this really now is the conclusion. Here we've got the coach wash over the back, and there's where I store the Pullmans over the back, because I don't want to keep taking these apart. I did it once and blew a decoder, so I leave these actually all set up. And what I've done is I've actually got isolators at the front so that I can turn the tracks off, isolate the tracks. I've got a signal buffers at the end that will come on. If I turn the power on, they will light up, and then I know the track is in live. So this is it. So I moved down to the bridge, and just to finish off a bit more detail, because someone's bound to ask, is that yeah, along the front here I have about a 16-foot length of O gauge track with one of my favourite logo, a 37 Helgian 37, fitted with sound, paint all repainted up, numbered, large logo. I'll take this and run this at the club, but I use the track for, I do a few O gauge decoder fittings, sound fitting decoders in locos for the people at the club. So I use this as my test track. Right, move on.